Hi everybody, it's Dagmar Bryant, Mindset and Transformational Coach, coming to you today to talk to you about mindset and limiting beliefs. This is video number 2 in this series, and in today's video I want to cover the limiting beliefs that we have around money, business or work. Limiting beliefs are essentially assumptions that we have that aren't necessarily true. They're things that have been said to us either through family, friends, colleagues, maybe even mentors and coaches and other people around us. There's a big influence around who we are and who we have become in this lifetime. Let's look at some of these limiting beliefs that you might be able to identify with. Who's heard some of these? I don't think I can. I'm not good enough. I am not smart enough. I don't have the skills or the talents. I am not very good at learning. I'm too young to be starting my own business. Oh, I'll do it when I have a better frame of mind. I'll do it when I have more time. I'll do it when the kids are older. All of those are just a frame of why we might say to ourselves why we can't do something. And I'm sure you've heard this one. Money is the root of all evil. How on earth can we hope to be successful when we have all of that negative self-talk going on in the background? I'd like to tell you a story. I was probably about 25, 26 years old, and I'd had my first daughter at the time, and I was home on maternity leave. And I said to my then husband that I'd really like to go back to study. Now, my passion had always been law. And when I told him about wanting to pursue this, do you know what he said to me? He said, "What do you want to do that for? Who is going to employ you? By the time you finish, you're going to be way too old. And look at all the money that you have spent. No, it's never going to work. You're never going to complete it. You're never going to be successful." Now, how do you think that made me feel? Well, for a start, not very good. But the best thing about all of that was that I knew that it wasn't true. I did actually believe in myself. I knew that I did have the capabilities and I wasn't going to let him hold me back. I guess that's one of the reasons he ended up becoming an ex-husband. Mind you, there were many more reasons, but the negative self-talk definitely was a part of it. And I remember him being very unhappy in his own work. And he used to come home, he used to moan and complain about everything that was wrong with it. And I'd said to him, well, why don't you do something else? Why don't you learn something new that you could do? And his attitude to that was, I'm too old to learn. No, I'm just going to stick with knowing what I do and that'll be the end of it. Again, negative self-talk. And there were some deep-seated belief systems there that went back to who he was growing up. Now, I'm not trying to make any excuses for him, and I'm not trying to make any excuses for anybody else. The point of this is we need to understand what's going on with this self-talk. In yesterday's video, I gave you 2 specific ideas on how you might be able to become aware of what's going on with you. Now, the first one was actually awareness. Become aware of the things that you are saying. Become aware of where things have come from and what has been said to you. The second one of those that I spoke about yesterday was also about putting things into place and about just asking yourself, is this actually true? Today, I want to give you 2 more tips to build on those. Now, tip number 1 is about practice. It's very true. This is not going to be an overnight thing. remember, if you've had a habit for a very long time, it's going to take practice to undo that habit and to form new habits. So tip number 3 is practice. Practice what you preach. Practice saying nice things about yourself. Practice listening only to the good things about yourself and not the negative things. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take on criticism. We can all improve, but don't take on board other negative things that people are saying to you. And tip number 4 is letting things go. And this is where visualization comes in very handy. You might like to find a comfortable space, sit down and close your eyes, and just imagine letting all of that negativity go. If you can, you might like to do this in a meditation. Now, with yesterday's exercise, I asked you to write down some of that negative self-talk. So today, what you might like to do is take yourself into a quiet space, having reviewed what you wrote yesterday, and then going deep within and asking yourself where that has come from. Who were the people who said things to you, or who gave the insights to you in terms of where that negative self-talk has developed? Once you're in that lovely meditation, I'd like you just to practice letting all of that go, cutting the ties with the people who said those things to you. Now, some of those things might have been said to you by a coach or a mentor or people that you don't even see, but that is still really valuable to help you to let that go, because you can say to yourself, I don't need that anymore. I can let that go. And while you're doing that, I'd like you also to set a new frame of mind. Say to yourself the good things that you are, the good qualities that you have, the great skills that you have, to give yourself a reframe into the positive. So try those 2 things, and remember, it's not an overnight thing. Practice is such an important key. But also, once you are able to let that go and bring in new ideas, new habits, and a new frame of mind, you should find yourself becoming more happier, more joyful, more successful, more able to achieve your goals. It's all about more. And that is, in actual fact, the true meaning of abundance. It's about being able to relish abundance on so many levels, and that transcends not just your work and your business, but into the other areas of your life as well. Try the 2 new exercises from today. If you haven't yet watched video number 1 in this series, go back and review what you can from those videos. Don't forget to like and share this information. I know a lot of people can benefit from this. Like I said, try the exercises, share with me your stories, and tell me what your thoughts are and how they have helped you. In the meantime, have a fantastic rest of your day, and check out video number 3 that will be coming in the next day or 2. And that video will be about mindset and limiting belief systems, connecting to your health and well-being. Take care, everybody. Thanks for listening, and talk to you again soon.